Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by Money Stocks. Today is Monday, April 2nd, 2012. Let's just jump right into the charts here. I'm going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You will see them trading down about 1.5 right now. Futures were much higher in the overnight session, but right around 4 o'clock in the morning, futures took a little bit of a nosedive, rebounded back up, and have come back down. Made this little double bottom here, and futures are catching a little bit of a bid off the lows now, but just down $1.50. Mondays are usually a light volume day, which usually helps the market stay buoyant or stay positive for the most part. So we'll have to see how this market plays out. There are a few different things or dynamics that are taking place this morning. First thing you want to look at is the U.S. dollar index. You could see that bottomed out at 4 o'clock. So again, the inverse relationship between the dollar and the stock market, or the dollar and the S&P 500, is very, very clear here. Dollar bottoms out, rallies up. Once the dollar moves up, the overall markets move down. Now here's the problem. Usually when the dollar rallies up before the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange, it has a tendency to fall once the opening bell rings. So we'll see if the dollar does come back down. If the dollar moves down, this will move back up. And you could just tell right here when this is getting a bid, the dollar is usually pulling back. And if we just switch over to the dollar chart again, and here we are, U.S. dollar index chart, you can see the dollar is pulling back a little bit. So again, watch that inverse relationship. I think it's the most important relationship in the market, and until it breaks or decouples, every trader should just keep an eye on that each and every day. All right, a couple of other things to talk about real quick in the marketplace. It looks like the Chinese or the Shanghai markets are going to be closed this week. So they'll open again, I believe, next week, or maybe it's Friday. I have to check. But they are closed this week. So we're not going to see a whole lot of news out of the Shanghai as far as price action goes. They will release news, but again, the price action, the market is closed, so we're not going to make too much out of it. Last night you had the Nikkei up slightly, the Shanghai down slightly. Shanghai was flat with no change as it was closed. The Hang Seng was down slightly. And you also had the Indian Sensex, which is one of the bigger indexes as well. That was up, I believe, 0.4%. So, again, basically, somewhat flat Asian market last night. But with the Shanghai being closed, we're not going to make too much out of it going forward. What we do have this morning is we have the futures flat here. The futures or the markets in Europe are down slightly. Not that big a deal for what I could see, but Spain is down pretty sharply. I believe down 1.5% at the moment. So that is down pretty sharply, and we'll have to watch that index pretty closely. Problems are brewing again in Europe with Greece, with Spain, with Ireland, with Portugal, and again, that is going to take center stage at some point in the near-term future, in my opinion. Alrighty, so let's get back to gold and silver. Let's talk about GLD. You'll see GLD trading right here at $161.85. It closed on Friday at $162.12. So just down a little bit here on gold. Gold is down on the spot price today, down 5 points to $16.67 an ounce. You have the price of oil trading down 44 cents to 102.58. So oil has pulled back as well. If you take a look at the USO this morning, you'll see the USO is trading right above that $39 level. There looks to be a pretty good amount of support in this area. We'll see if the 38.80 level gets taken out. But that's a fair amount of support there from what I can tell at the moment. Let's talk about some stocks in the news today. First one we're going to talk about is Avon Products. Avon is getting received a takeover bid. But this stock, be very, very careful. It is up a ton. It looks like they're rejecting the offer. So it looks like they're rejecting the offer. Has a ton of resistance. And mark my words here, a ton of resistance around 25.70. So the stock has a ton of resistance at 25.70. I believe the takeover bid is for 23. So we won't really expect the stock to trade below 23. But it should have very good resistance at 25.70 if it does get back up there. Okay? So Avon has a takeover bid at the moment. This is the stock in the news. So you want to be a little bit on the cautious side with this. Just remember Avon with a takeover bid. Um, that usually will keep the stock price up, or at least from falling. But again, as I mentioned, 25.70, the stock has a wall of resistance, and the takeover bid, I believe, is for just $23 a share, or 23 and a quarter per share. So either way, it's a great move for Avon. If you own the stock, good time to take profits off the table. If you want to hold a little bit, see if they get a better deal, you always could do that too with a stop in the money. All right, let's talk about Groupon. Groupon on Friday afternoon, which is a little bit sneaky in my opinion when everybody's gone, came out with some earnings, or came out with an announcement that they're going to have to they have some economic shortfalls. But either way you slice it or dice it, stock's getting hit today, trading down to around the 1635 level. The stock could go lower. I don't see any real reason why the stock won't double bottom at 1475. I would be very careful getting in front of this stock or trying to pick it up. And it looks like it has nothing but downside at the moment. Gets down to around 1450, 1475. Maybe it has a little value to it, but there is nothing to do here with Groupon at the moment. So the stock is trading this morning down to around $16.35, closed at 18.38 on Friday. So be very, very careful. But ultimately, it looks like it wants to go back down towards the double bottom area, in my opinion, which is around 1450, 1475. All right, let's take a look at Cena Corp. This stock is getting hammered today, down about $4. I have a few levels for Cena that look attractive. One would be at $60. That $60 level right there. That could be a decent little quick bounce play. 55.58. That's another bounce area, and all the way down to $47 would be another potential bounce area. But those are the three levels I would look at for quick intraday bounces. Nothing more than that. Remember, the stock is trading lower because China looks like they're censoring their blogging. So the stock has been told that they have to shut down their blogging unit for 3 days, and that is definitely weighing on the stock today. But like I said, they're supported $60, supported 55.60, 55.58, or and even more support at 47.17. Okay, but once again, it amazes me that we're in 2012 and you got to follow censorship rules that are still going on in the internet. It's a strange time, but nonetheless, it's still going on. Alrighty, everybody. With that said, I think I'm going to leave it there. It doesn't look like there's all that much else out there. There's a few other stocks that are that are trading a little bit lower, a little bit higher, but nothing I see of importance or tradable for us. So I'm going to leave it here today. Forgive my sore throat. I do have a little bit of a sore throat today, so I may sound a little scratchy. But either way, this is what we're looking at this morning. Mondays are usually a light volume trading session, so we don't want to make too much out of it today. We'll see if the volume does pick up. However, volume usually will pick up a little bit more on a Tuesday, the day after the Monday. With that said, everybody, have a great trading day, and we'll see you all on the charts tomorrow. Take care now.